Welcome, this is Ravi Verma. As the first step, we will download the software. So, the first software you need is the application development framework. I take version 11.1.1.7. Now I will download Oracle Endeca server. That's the Endeca server file. And this is WebLogic. Pay attention to the version is 10.3.6. So files are getting downloaded. Now I will unzip. I'm checking which file is for WebLogic server and Endeca server. This helps me in keeping the files organized. The very first thing you do is install WebLogic server 10.3.6. I'm checking the version to make sure that I'm on 1.6. So I am on JDK 1.6. So I want to create a new home. I'm calling it /middleware. There seems to be a bug. I will choose to remain uninformed. The WebLogic server is installed nicely. Now we will install the application development framework. Unzipping the files. Again, you will see that I'm using Java version 1.6 JDK. So now you see that it's complaining about some packages not being there. So I recommended that you open that checkbox and look at each packages the software is complaining about. So what happens that it complains about the version. So if you have a software and a later version, but Oracle was not aware of that version at the time of creating this package, it will complain. So I'll show you how to search for Oracle Enterprise Linux package, a package for which there was an error. You will need root privilege, and you will query all and look for the name of the package. I should make this screen bigger. So you see that libstdc is there, but it's a different version, and that's why Oracle complained. This is a tedious process, but you must make sure that all the packages are there on your Linux machine. And this is the command for searching Linux packages on Oracle Enterprise Linux. So these are the packages with libstdc++ in the name. So satisfied with it, now I will continue. Make sure to use the correct middleware home where we install WebLogic server. It found it. That went without a hitch. Now we will install the Endeca server. This is the file we downloaded from eDelivery site. I'm giving location of my JDK. Wrong password. Make sure to check all the packages. Choose the correct WebLogic home. At this point, Oracle is asking you whether you should install Endeca server in secure mode or clear text mode without SSL. And I cannot stress this point enough. No matter what the documentation says, no matter how many times it says, never install Endeca without SSL. Always install it in secure mode, because there are many components in Oracle which assume that it has to be in secure mode. So here, if you choose in secure mode, then those components will fail. And there is no reason for us to not take it in secure mode. There's just one extra step. So I would wish Oracle would make secure mode as mandatory and not optional. So never forget to install Endeca in secure mode only. It should go smoothly from this point. These are the directories. So Endeca server 7.6.0 is the home of Endeca software. Now we will create a domain for Endeca server, a WebLogic domain. And pay attention to this step, because this you have to do with nearly every Oracle product. A new WebLogic domain. Choose Endeca server. This shows up because the software is installed, and this will come automatically. Oracle JRF. Change the domain name. I keep the same user ID and password for all my domains. Choose production mode. I always change the default WebLogic port. always SSL. Let somebody else have the default port of 7001 and 7002. We are ready to create an Endeca server domain. We will start WebLogic server from the domain home. This is the user ID and password I chose when I created the domain. So far, no issues. It came to running mode. Now I'll open another terminal. I'll go to the Endeca server folder in the domain home, and I'll generate SSL keys. So I have a knowledge page where I keep the syntax. So this is the command. The domain name is username is WebLogic, and the password I chose was demo hash 1234. And I will choose the passphrase same, demo hash 1234. You should remember this because you'll be using this a lot. $12,001 was our port for Endeca server. If you're seeing this display, that means everything went okay. And this is a little investment you make, and your life is very good while dealing with Endeca software. So it's asking us to reboot the server. So I'll go to the home. So stop WebLogic server. You should always stop nicely. using this command. Now I'll show you how to set up WebLogic so that you can start the server without having to give the password. So you create a directory called security in admin server, and you create a file called boot.properties. It's very simple, it needs 2 entries. And WebLogic encrypts this file after the first boot. So you do not have to be worried about those information being there in clear text. So I'm going back to the domain home. And now I'll start it as a service, no hub. And I'll watch no hub.out. So here you see that WebLogic is using the entries from boot.properties. So it started successfully in SSL mode. And now I will run the data enrichment package. I had run this command before, it should be in my history. So you see command 1102. I will copy this and paste. It has a long list of arguments, and you see that I'm connecting to Endeca server on HTTPS mode on port 12002. So that is done, and I'll share this command on my website. Even though documentation said I could run it on in HTTP mode, it did not run. This is your lifesaver. So now I will, in the browser on that machine, so this is a good sign. The console is running. What the heck, I'll remember the password. It's on my server. So coming back to the browser, you look at deployment, and if everything looks like this, you have successfully installed Endeca server.